So I'm Rick Vanover from Veeam.
Yes, and I'm Emily Tejas from Veeam as well.
And as Tom said, I was at Tech Field Day 1, and I was creeping myself on the Tech Field Day page. It's been a while, but Veeam's happy to re-engage, especially now being part of Futurum Group. And I think it's fitting that it's been a while that we have been here. I'm bringing a segment, this first of 5 that we hope we get through segments. The first that we're going to do today is, have you seen Veeam lately? And so that's really the thought that I want to start with. And first of all, who is Veeam? We're the home of data resilience. A couple of numbers to flash out here from a backup standpoint. We've been in market since 2006. I joined Veeam in 2010. Tech Field Day personally changed my life, put me on the grid and on a good path, as Tom said. We're based in Seattle, and we're north of 1.7 billion in revenue. So these are big dollars. And when it comes to data protection, you know, we are number 1 in several market segment comparatives of the providers in the market, and still growing. Over 5,500 employees, super global, and truly a big company that's going into so many markets. And when we go into security and some of the other segments here today, this will resonate with you very well. And I say data resilience is the story. Now, there are 5 pillars. Emily and I, for all but about 10 minutes of today, are going to be talking about the data security pillar. People come to us for backup. To Tom's comment of how, you know, things happen. I'm in the business of protecting bad things, protecting good data from bad things. You talk to so many people that have been through an incident, they kind of always end that story with, thank goodness I had a good backup. And that's how people come to know us. But data recovery, data portability, you know, if this was, you know, hypervisor migration field day 1, we'd have a great story there too. If you need an idea, Tom, for another type of event, we could have the story there as well. But data security and then data intelligence. In fact, we're already talking to the team about some of the AI capabilities with this incredible data fabric that we have from a backup solution. So where are we today? A lot of people know, hey, Veeam for virtual. You know, Veeam is a VMware backup tool, and that is indeed how it started. But where it is now, we have a full portfolio that goes across on-premises, as a service, and the really tight one in the middle is this Veeam Cyber Secure offering, which is built on an acquisition we did last year of Coveware by Veeam. Emily's going to talk about this one a lot in one of our subsequent segments. So if you're watching online, please stay tuned for some of these segments. We're going to cover everything. But it's important to note, we're much more than just a VMware backup solution now. In fact, on this numbers slide, when we talk about Microsoft 365, for example, we're the most deployed Microsoft 365 backup solution in the world, which is, again, more than just a virtual machine backup. And then if we look at, you know, a slightly bigger version of our portfolio, there's really 2 important segments that I want to bring to your attention. One is we have this installable software that organizations can have in their data centers, run in their own private clouds or go hybrid with. But then on the right, this as a service model, we have the ability to have Veeam products provided directly from Veeam Data Cloud, or we have the ability for managed service providers, and there's thousands of them across the world that are able to provide Veeam-powered services, everything from DR and Microsoft 365 protection, hybrid arrangements, really anything in between. And when we look at this menu, you know, Veeam is going to so many new markets and so many new areas with that fundamental data resilience strategy to keep good data safe from bad things. I love saying that. The reality is, this is not the Veeam that a lot of people have known, and we're really confident taking this into Tech Field Day. And, you know, when we look at this portfolio today, you know, we're running out of room. We did a little drill before our event last month at Veeam On. Is that last month?
Yeah.
Yes, it was last month. It feels like forever ago. I think we came up with, was it 150 or 250 different data types we protect. So that's incredible of where we are. And so all of the logos obviously won't fit on here, but this is not the Veeam you used to know. And as we wrap up this first section, we want to make sure we get some time for some delegate comments here. But Emily, as you set up the journey for what we're going to do, the power of 3 of this ecosystem really will drive that security story home.
Absolutely. So Veeam fundamentally took a stance of where do we see ourselves in this cybersecurity story, specifically when we're working with organizations that have been impacted from different security related events, and where do we fall in that incident response lifecycle. So we looked at security in 3 different ways. How do we innovate? So how do we include new security technology within our product to help customers get to mean time detection, mean time to response faster, as well as being able to bring any of that information into the hands of anybody that's going to have to respond to said events. The next portion of it was looking at it from a security ecosystem and a partnership. All of our organizations have already made significant impacts in investing in different types of cybersecurity vendors and partnerships. So why or who are we to say you shouldn't use XYZ, you should use us, or you should use this? So we really took that to heart and developed an entire alliance that's working with over 65 different security vendors. So some of the top ones that you'll know, CrowdStrike, Palo, Splunk, and I'll be able to showcase some of those today. And then the last one was with our acquisition of Coveware. So Coveware leads the industry when it comes to incident response. Rick says they had the largest data aggregation information as far as keys that we know that threat actors use for decryption, right? So being able to decrypt anything from a ransomware incident, but then on top of that, they're people, right? They are the negotiators. They are the cool-headed people that you want to have in your corner, sitting there and helping you work through an incident, especially when you're dealing with threat actors and that negotiation around ransomware payment. So those were the 3 items in which Veeam's really focused in on, and that's what we continue to develop today.
Yeah, we'll walk through the 3 of these through the rest of the session here today, but this is our intro session. Any comments from the delegates? Maybe is this different than what you may have known, including the online ones? Anybody have a comment or question on this overview segment? Okay. All right, well, thanks for watching the first segment here from Veeam of Security Field Day 13. I'm Rick Vanover.
Emily Tejas.
And this was the overview of Veeam as part of our session here today.